So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So you need to be able to have efficient access to credit, which is other people's money.
So if you practice in the pack and you make mistakes, then when you ask your teacher what I do wrong here, she could tell you, and you go and take the test and you won't make those same stupid mistakes. So rehearse, plan, rehearse. And once you plan and once you rehearse, you're going to go out, and the next step is to take that step and take action.
But technically, since you have credit, access to other people's money, wouldn't that put you in debt?
It does. It does put you in debt. But there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. So, and that was actually a great question.
Hi, my name is Dina from the All Stars Money Program. The All Stars Money Program is a great program. It teaches you about things you wouldn't learn in school. Two of the things I learned is assets and investments. When I grew up, I wanted to be a business owner, and the program helped me understand the things I have to go through to have my business.
What's happening, everybody? You're watching Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax. It is playoff time, baby. So what's going on today, Jax? Got a lot to talk about. A lot of great victories. A lot of great football. So what say you?
I say I will talk about the best game. And to me, the best game of the week was the Bears and Packers. It seems like the Bears, they're always down, and then they just keep fighting. They play until the score says 0-0-0 on the time limit. They just play hard. I think they're gonna. I don't really know. I can't pick either the Rams or them. That's really gonna be a great game. But them and the Packers had a great game. The Packers choked it away badly. Missed a couple kicks. That's whoever. I think their kicker is Brandon McManus. He should not. That should be his last ever game in the NFL. But yeah, the Bears, they played great in the fourth quarter. I think they won the fourth quarter, I think 25-9. If you put up 25 points in the fourth quarter, you're most likely gonna win the game. And now they have another home game against the Rams. The Rams have more experience. The Packers have more experience, but clearly it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got the cardiac kids over there in Chicago, and the Rams don't do well in cold weather. So the colder the weather, the better opportunity for the Bears to make it to the NFC Championship game. So that will be seen. I don't even know if the schedules came out, what day, what time they're playing, but
they play on Sunday at I think 6:30.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say that's gonna be much watched TV. You got the two highest rated cities left in the playoffs, so it's gonna draw the highest ratings. The second largest city in the United States and the third largest city in the United States from a broadcasting standpoint. So they will put that on NBC for the ratings. So that'll be the game of the week. Pure and simple. That's the way it works. Just ask your grandma about statistics and markets. Chicago is the third largest market in television. Right. LA is the second largest market. So that game is 6:30 on NBC. Must watch TV. So with that said, what else you got for me?
Also, I would like to talk about the shocker of the week for me. I had the Eagles beating the Niners, but that didn't happen. The Niners played great. I feel like the Eagles, they're just not a good team. I still don't think the Niners are contenders. I think right now they're on the bottom level of the playoff teams that are still in right now. But I mean, they go into Philly and at halftime it was low scoring. They were just battling. And then third and fourth quarter, it feels like the Niners are just bullying them. But the scoreboard did not say it. It just felt like the Niners were bullying them. It was basically like Dallas Goddard had 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. That's really all for them. I mean, their kicker missed the extra point on their first touchdown of the game. And then on their last drive of the game, if it was still a 23-20 game, they could have just kicked the field goal. But maybe he would have missed that too. So I don't really know. But that was a good win by the Niners, but that's not happening this week.
Okay. So that game had nothing to do with the Niners. That game is typical team wins championship. People have egos, and they did not control them throughout the whole season. So that is just a reflection of what the whole chaos, the inbiting and the fighting internally that transpired. Doesn't matter who the Eagles played, they were going to lose because of that. And they're going to end up having to let some people go. They already let go of the OC. A.J. Brown probably won't be back because he's a problem child as well. And Jalen Hurts has got to work on his ability to read defenses and to allow them to have more options in the playbook. That's what you saw with the Eagles. It was classic. Win the championship the year before, celebrate yourselves as champions. Everybody want to be the highest paid. Everybody want to get the ball more than anybody else. So they were not a team. They were a team on paper, but they were not a team together in the locker room, nor were they a team on the field. And finally, that train ran off the tracks. Because if you look at it from their makeup, they had the most talented team and the most experienced team in the playoffs, but they blew up internally. And I had that experience on a couple of teams I was on in college and especially in high school. Had that experience. Number one team in baseball. Year before, we go finish second place in state. All our whole same team came back. Now you got a whole bunch of people. We number one rated. Everybody wants to get more notoriety, publicity, acknowledgement that they got the team to where it is. Our team never got on track. We got upset in the first round by the last place seed. I've seen it all the time. Egos out of control and the inability of the manager or the head coach to actually roll and pull people back in. That's really what happened in Philadelphia at the end of the day, because that was a winnable game for them even at the last moment. But just looking at the basic dumb play call, the last call of the game, and the amazing amount of easy drops that A.J. Brown, just indicative of how he played the whole entire season, constantly whining, constantly complaining. Jalen Hurts not getting out of the pocket prematurely, not making throws on times. The kicker's missing. That's all a management problem. So they're going to clear the deck. Saquon Barkley was not the Saquon Barkley of the year before. He had a couple of explosive runs, but throughout the whole year, he didn't have a pretty decent year. He had an average year at best. So you're going to see a whole bunch of upheaval and changes on that roster. And the fact that they had the highest paid offensive skill positions in the league as well. So that's another disappointment. Just like with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers had the highest paid defense. And as I told you, the week before and the week before that, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin were not going to be coaches in the NFL at the end of the season. If you remember my prediction, I told you, whoever wins is going to have one game, and when they lose, they're going to be out. They're either going to step down or they're going to get fired. And both things happen. So to see both of those teams, you have 9 head coaching jobs available in the NFL. And it's been a long time since you've had that many openings in the NFL. So you're going to see a whole bunch of new faces, young blood. Hopefully they don't retread people. I think John Harbaugh, I would not hire him, but it looks like he's getting a bunch of opportunities based off of him winning a Super Bowl. If you think about the Super Bowl he won, which was probably about the year you were born, 2013, 2012, something like that. John Harbaugh won the Super Bowl because all the power and everything went out in the stadium when Jim Harbaugh's team was beating them. So it's amazing how that works. He hasn't won anything significant since. He's been living on his laurels. And he's probably the most underperforming, even though Mike Tomlin hadn't won a playoff game in 8 years, 7 straight losses in the playoffs. I mean, that's a bad way to go out. However, if you stack up talent for talent, John Harbaugh had more talent, far more talent. Anybody worth their salt could see that there's no way possible that you can have a Lamar Jackson, a Doug Henry, a Zay Flowers, a Mark Andrews, a Likely on that offensive side, and they had a decent defense, even though the defense was very porous over the past couple of years. They should have won a playoff game, and they should have won a championship over the past 3 campaigns, but they didn't do that. So it's going to be interesting to see who is the next head coach for Lamar Jackson, because I think Lamar Jackson's high water points might be in the rearview mirror. Regardless if he comes back fully healthy, he's going to have to become a passing pocket QB, and he's going to have to make better decisions in terms of his organizational skills and his leadership skills. So I would love to see him get a real head coach in there that will, tell him what he needs to do and don't baby him. I think that's part of the problem. John Harbaugh babied Lamar Jackson too much, let Lamar Jackson do what he wanted to do, and the play calling basically was sucked. In addition to the fact that they didn't give Derrick Henry the rock. If you just keep giving Derrick Henry the rock, Pittsburgh don't even beat Baltimore in the final regular season game, even though the Texans would have blasted the Ravens as well, because the Texans D is a generational Super Bowl defense. So with that said, let's talk about your team that you want to talk about, because your team has got a lot riding on their shoulders, and you got to watch out. Better hope that your boy don't turn into the pumpkin that he is. So I'll turn it back over to you and see if you could be unbiased in your perspective. So the Niners are going to the Seahawks. To me, that's going to be a tough game for the Hawks. I'm not big on the Niners. However, experience-wise, I think they have the edge experience-wise. So what say you about your Hawks? If they don't get past the Niners, then all roads go through Chicago, baby.
Well, that's not going to happen. So,
okay, that's all you got to say? That's not going to happen? How about you break it down analytically and tell us why it's not going to happen?
last time we played them, we won 13-3. They had George Kittle. Now they don't have George Kittle. I mean, how are they going to score? How? And Lumen? No. Of course, they're going to somehow be able to score. But if they score more than 17 points, I'll paint my face red, gold, and black. If they score more than 17 points, I'll paint my face red, gold, and black.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you red, gold, and black. And the Niners coming to Chicago for the NFC Championship game.
Why you always gotta hate my team?
Oh no, I'm not hating you on your team. I'm just telling you what the facts are, buddy. The facts. We're talking about the players that are going to be important to get to the next level. And your most weakest component on your team is your quarterback. Unproven. Former #1 overall pick. Been in the league 9 years. Has yet to win a playoff game. 0 playoff victories. So it's going to be a lot of pressure. So the Seahawks are going to have to come up with half of a performance that the Texans did. And the Seahawks defense is not the Texans, baby. So maybe you probably finally understood as a young man what a real Super Bowl defense looks like.
Guess what? Last time we played the Texans, we actually would have put up 40, but no, they called 2 touchdowns back.
Okay. Well, you know what?
So
Here's what you got.
Texas defense.
Here's what you got to stop doing.
Nothing.
Here's what you got to stop doing as a youngster. Stop living on past performances when the games don't count. This is the playoffs.
So that game don't count?
So if you didn't watch what
that game don't count?
That the Texans, no, that game don't count in the playoffs. It means nothing. So the next time that the Texans will play the Seahawks, if the Seahawks get through their bracket, which most likely is not going to happen.
Well, still hating.
Most likely it's not going to happen. No, when your quarterback shows up and balls out and wins a playoff, then I'll take notice.
All right.
That'll be
this
when
week,
that just like you saw CJ Stroud to have a bumbling performance.
This week, Sam Darnold's gonna have 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and 230 yards.
Okay.
With the win.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I already know. We'll
see what happens.
I'm not worried.
Don't bank your bank account on it. That's what I'm telling you. So as far as the AFC is concerned,
put me on it.
As far as the AFC concerned, we'll cover that next Wednesday. So hopefully you'll be in a happy mood, because I hate to see you all bummed out for the rest of the playoffs. But the likelihood is that's probably going to happen. See, here's where it matters. See, when you get down to these playoffs, it's about experience and understanding where weaknesses are and how they can be exploited. So once they start putting the pressure on Sam Darnold, he's going to turn back into Sam Darnold with the happy feet and throwing the ball to the wrong people. That's what Sam Darnold does at the end of the day. That is his MO. That's his history. Just that simple. And his defense, if he turns over the ball 2-3 times, San Francisco is going to score. Unlike Pittsburgh with an anemic offense, you're not 3 deep. You don't have 2 vicious end rushers. You don't have 2 all-pro middle linebackers. And you don't have 2 closed down D-backs with 2 incredible safeties like the Texans have.
Got 3. We've got 3 great pass rushers, 3 great safeties.
Who is that?
And 3 great corners.
Who is that? Our two in
we got Leonard Williams, who's a first-team All-Pro
28 sacks.
and a Pro Bowler. We got Leonard Williams, who's a Pro Bowler. Byron Murphy, who barely played in his rookie year, but this year has stepped up insanely, and he can win Most Improved Player.
All right.
And then third, DeMarcus Lawrence, first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowler.
Okay.
Then we go to the safeties.
First-team All-Pro. Marcus. He wasn't all pro.
He was all pro.
He was all pro. Okay.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
And you got Julian Love, Kobe Bryant, who's been great this year, and Nick Emmanwori, who is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay. We'll see.
And then you got Devin Witherspoon, who's a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. Me and you can both agree on that, right?
Nah, I can't agree on that.
Because you don't watch enough Seahawks game.
I ain't heard nothing about him. He wouldn't start on the Texans. Just put it that way. He wouldn't start on the Texans. Pure and simple.
You're just.
He wouldn't start. Lassiter, Bullock.
You're delusional.
Petrie, all ballers.
He's
Dog.
better than every single last player you just named.
Oh my goodness, dude, stop it.
So look at you now. You just
Stingley is the #1 D-back in the league, dude. What are you
stop
talking
lying. Patrick Surtain is way better than him.
Please.
Patrick Surtain is easily the best cornerback in the NFL.
Okay.
Like I said, the reason why I'm not getting loud with you,
who got the fake defensive player of the year was a joke last
the
year.
reason why I'm not getting loud with you, because I already know my stuff and I know my team is gonna prove and back up what I'm gonna say. And I know the Texans are gonna fall down like how they always do.
Really?
And the Bears.
Really?
Yes. Yes,
Really?
really.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see who knows football better, you or me. We'll see if your 12 years trump my 50 plus. So we'll see.
You ever wondered what it feel like to disconnect from the world and just live in paradise? Here we go. This is our property in Zanzibar, Tanzania, one of the most exotic and coveted locations in the world, full of one of the last places you can actually eat, drink, and consume organically. At our lovely reception area. And take a look at the landscape and all of the real plants, trees, fruits, and vegetables, and everything you need to live a happy life. So here at Escape to Zanzibar, we help you escape to paradise and bliss and peace, to reset and redirect where you want your life to go. So hey, don't just take my word for it. Come experience it yourself. I'll see you soon.
We're blowing out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, create $8,333 a month in passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training.
Let's talk about the CFP. Who do you have and why?
Indiana, simply because they're the best team and easily.
Based on what?
Defense, offense, I mean, they put a 56 on Oregon's defense, who allowed Texas Tech to 0. So,
okay. So you don't think that Miami is going to have a chance, being that they're playing in their backyard?
nope. Indiana's just a better team.
Okay. All right. Moving on to college. I mean, not college, but Michigan. University of Michigan lost their first game in college. They got upset. What happened there?
Didn't play good. We lost. Straight up, we lost. It's on us.
And
Our star player didn't have a good game. So we lost. It's on us.
Okay, good. So what are you going to do with the Dallas Mavericks with Anthony Davis being Anthony Davis again?
I mean, we're most likely going to make the play-in. Then we're going to have to play. We're going to make it out of the play-in. We're most likely going to have to play the Thunder or Spurs, and that's not going to go good. So we're probably just going to be first-round exits. But when Kyrie comes back, you're going to be able to see some of the potential of this team, of what we've got.
Well, kudos to Cooper Flagg. Been playing some good basketball. He's actually stepping up to the plate. So now you have a big trade that just happened. Ice trade. I don't know why he wanted to go to the Wizards.
He didn't want to go. He just got traded there. He said he wanted out, not to the Wizards.
Oh, he said his destination of choice was DC. He said that multiple times. That's why they dealt him over there. But that's another thing. So now you have Ja Morant on the block. So where do you see Ja Morant going, and what would be the best situation for him?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't picture anywhere else where he could be beside Memphis. I feel like he fits perfectly with what Memphis got.
Well, Memphis don't have hardly anything anymore. They've dealt away a couple of their key players, and they're not the same team that they used to be. And Ja Morant is still a basket case. So will Ja Morant ever get back to who he was when he should have been the face of the league before he decided he wanted to become a fake gangster? So he's still young. Maybe he might mature, but Memphis is getting rid of him. He's gonna be with another team. I don't know where he would fit at right now, given the fact that he still is a head case. But what about your Lakers?
My Lakers,
I mean, you got your boys on the Lakers. You're a Doncic guy, correct?
that's not my team though. I stay loyal.
Okay.
I'll root for Luka, not the Lakers though.
Okay.
Straight up. He's
So
the
who,
MVP. Jokic ain't Jokic ain't playing, so he's the MVP.
you saying Doncic is the MVP?
Yes.
He's out playing SGA. I don't watch NBA basketball.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wouldn't
He's
know.
out playing SGA. SGA, I mean, he's had to play with LeBron out most of the year. A Reeves, he had a great start to the year, but he's not doing nothing no more.
Oh yeah. He's
And then
coming back to
their
who he is.
center is starting to become a baby. Straight up, just a baby.
I
DeAndre
would
Ayton is just straight up is becoming a baby.
well, he's a bust anyway. That's the reason why he's on his third or fourth team. He's a bust. He underperformed in what was it, Phoenix? Is that where he was drafted at originally?
Yeah, but he was great at Phoenix. They traded him because he wanted out because he did so good in the finals, but they still lost. So he was being selfish.
Right. Right. Typical of today's player. Overpaid, overpampered. That's the story for all of them, most of them. So the NBA, so you have yeah, March Madness around the corner. Who's the contenders in the NCAA? And what about women's basketball?
You got Michigan, Arizona. I don't know. They haven't played nobody. You got Gonzaga, you got Duke. Um, that's really the only teams I can actually see winning. I don't think Purdue is actually that good. I don't think Iowa State is actually that good. So I don't. Yeah, those are the only teams I see winning.
Didn't Kentucky just blow out Iowa State? Somebody just blew out Iowa State. It was either Kentucky or Duke. Iowa State was ranked number 2, which was crazy. I saw they just lost by like 20 something points to somebody. But who does Iowa State have?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Iowa State basketball.
Okay. All right. So who do you have winning? The Bills are playing who coming up?
Broncos.
So who do you have in that game? You got the Josh Allen versus the field, or you got the Broncos?
I got the Broncos simply because of home field advantage and their defense.
Okay. So you don't think Josh Allen is gonna be Superman again?
I feel like he has a good game. I feel like he has a great game, but it's not enough.
Okay. So you're picking the Broncos and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. That's your choice,
Yes.
correct? All right. All right. Well, I'm going against the green. I'm going to say that Josh Allen is going to beat the Broncos, and it'll be the Bills versus the Texans in the AFC Championship game. That's my choice, and the Texans going through with a massive defense because their defense is only going to get tougher down the stretch. And if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, if that does happen, then they'll play that game in Buffalo. I think Buffalo had one game better, or did they have the same?
So,
Well, no, they got the tiebreaker. They'll play in the Texans because we beat the brakes off the Bills. We sacked Josh Allen 9 times. So you have the Seahawks against the Bears or the Seahawks against the Rams in the NFC Championship game.
the Rams, simply
Okay.
because Matthew Stafford is the MVP.
Okay.
But
So,
I do think
so you know the record of the Rams playing in cold weather.
oh my gosh. All right, then give me the Bears then.
No.
Whatever you
I
want.
want you to stand on your knowledge. Don't stand on
Yeah,
mine.
I'm standing on my knowledge. It's just you making me picking the
No.
Bears. All
No,
right,
don't.
then let me pick the Rams. You sitting there trying to do
No,
you know the record of cold weather? Well,
pick
guess what? They're about to have one more win to that record.
the cold weather matters.
All right,
So
we'll see.
you have the Rams versus the Seahawks. And you believe that the Seahawks are going to beat the Rams twice this year after the Rams own them, correct?
You're saying they own us. Like we split with them almost for the past, I think, 6 years now. So they don't own us. And we have more wins than them over them. So I don't know how you could say that they
Okay.
own us.
So we have your prediction. We have the Seahawks beating the Niners and the Rams beating the Bears and the Seahawks beating the Rams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And for the record, as you said, whoever comes out the NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. Is that correct?
Yes. Either the
All right.
Rams or Seahawks are gonna win the Super Bowl.
All right. All right. We're gonna mark that down, and we'll see what happens based on the historical facts that generally the generational defense generally goes to the Super Bowl and they generally win as long as they got a quarterback that can just play a clean game. So we will see if we're going to have another Trent Dilfer, another Brad Johnson. You know who those guys are? Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson?
Oh,
Okay. Well, you might want to look them up. You might want to look them up. And in the process of looking them up, you might want to look up the defense that they had, because those two quarterbacks, which you shouldn't know anything about because they're just like Sam Darnold, people don't remember them, but they got a Super Bowl victory because they had a generational defense.
so you're saying Sam Darnold's gonna get a Super Bowl ring?
No, he's not, because the Seahawks defense is not better than the Texans. So if the Texans, CJ Stroud plays a clean game 2 times in a row, all he has to do is play average. Don't turn the ball over. He doesn't turn the ball over, the Texans defense is going to take care of the rest. Pure and simple. And on a neutral field, if the Seahawks and the Texans meet, I will take the Texans defense over the Seahawks.
I know you will. I know you
Oh,
will.
no. I'm going to take for. I'm just going to take from. I'm going to take for the statistics.
I know you will. You're gonna do it every single time.
So let me
I'm not
ask you a
gonna pick my
question.
team.
Let me ask you a question. Is Sam Darnold better than Josh Allen?
So is Josh Allen gonna get a Super Bowl ring?
No, I'm just asking you a question. Is Sam Darnold better than Josh Allen? Who's the best quarterback left in the playoffs right now?
Matthew Stafford?
Okay. So you'll take Matthew Stafford over Josh Allen.
Absolutely. Matthew Stafford's the MVP and Josh Allen's not.
Okay. Josh Allen is the former MVP. He's the reigning MVP right now.
Well, Matthew Stafford got a ring and he don't.
Yeah. And Matthew Stafford got a ring because of the defense.
Matthew Stafford got a ring because he is Matthew Stafford, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Right. And in that Super Bowl that he won, how many picks did he throw?
None, because he takes care of the ball and he's good.
He
He
didn't throw any
also
picks.
won.
He didn't
He
throw any
also won
picks.
against the
He didn't throw any
Bengals.
picks. He didn't throw any picks in the Super Bowl that they won.
Might have had one, I guess. I
Okay.
mean,
And who
a
balled and
win is a win, is it not?
who balled out for the Rams in that Super Bowl? Guy named Errol Donald. Arnold
Errol
Donald. I mean Arnold Donald. Aaron Donald.
Aaron,
My bad. Aaron Donald. First ballot Hall of Fame.
just like
Even your
Matthew Stafford.
even your boy balled out before he got hurt.
Who
He
is
would
that?
the wide receiver who's out of the league right now. The flamboyant wide receiver who balled out before he tore his Achilles.
Odell?
That's right. Odell Beckham Jr. Go back and look at the
Who said that was my boy?
go back and look at the stats. Odell Beckham Jr. was the MVP until he got hurt in that game. And Cooper Kupp came up and got the I think he ended up getting the MVP.
Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown that year.
Yeah, he did win the Triple Crown that year. And ain't done nothing since. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Matt Stafford has played the MVP this year. I'll give him that. But he's a little bit immobile, and his playoff record, other than the one run for the Super Bowl, was abysmal at best. That's Matt Stafford for you. And if they got to play in the code, they're not going anywhere. The Rams,
So,
the
so you
Chargers.
think that if when the Rams beat y'all, they play us at Lumen Field, you think the Rams will beat us in the cold?
I think the Rams will beat you because they have more experience.
But you think the Rams
But
won't beat
but
the
the but the
Bears,
code the
even
code
though
the
they
code
have more
have
experience than the Bears?
have you been to Seattle?
Yeah, I've been to Seattle.
Okay. So what is colder in the wintertime? Chicago or Seattle?
Chicago.
Exactly. It ain't even close. It's a whole different type of wind in Soldier Field with the open stadium like they have. And Matt Stafford does not perform well in cold environments. You got to remember when he was with Detroit, he played in a dome. He didn't play outside. So the weather matters. So him throwing the ball all over the field like he's accustomed to inside of a dome in cold weather, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And far as, comeback ability, which Caleb Williams has shown time in and time out, actually just set a record, 7 straight fourth quarter comebacks. That's a new record. Also set a record for the Bears being down by 18 points and putting up 25 points. It was actually 25-6 in the fourth quarter. That's a record as well for the Bears. And if I take better play callers, mano a mano, McVay and Johnson, I think that's a wash right there. But mobility wise, if Stafford
Wait. You're saying Ben Johnson is a better play caller than Sean McVay?
I said it's a wash, meaning they're even.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. All right.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure.
Wash means even. If you say make it a wash, that means it's even. So as it comes to that, I believe that if Stafford, which has a tendency, he turns over the ball too, and he did get away with a couple of, potential turnovers in the game that they won. The Panthers should have beat them. Let's be honest. The Panthers had them beat.
I picked the Panthers to win.
Yeah, and they had them beat, and they made some bonehead calls down the stretch. They didn't manage to clock well on that last series. I mean, how do you go down and throw 3 out patterns with 3 timeouts and don't get a first down? that last series. Your objective, all they had to do is get down and get a field goal to tie the game up. They could have got down with 3 timeouts and put the ball in the end zone. But bad clock management, bad time management, and bad play calling down the stretch. And they also, when they went ahead too quickly. One of the things that you'll notice, and you can go back and look at some tape on this, when they scored, that guy should have dropped down at the 1 yard line and let the clock go down a little bit when they got ahead of the Rams. They gave Stafford way too much time. Way too much time. I think he has the most comeback victories of any active quarterback in the league right now. You can't give a guy with the expertise and experience that he has, 17 years in the league, a couple of minutes left on the clock with a couple of timeouts in your pocket. That was a no-brainer.
That's another reason why I think Matthew Stafford is the MVP and is going to beat the Bears.
Yeah, well, we will see. We will see. We will see. The weather's cold and the wind is blowing like it blows in Soldier Field. Matt Stafford's going to have a long day. Well, I mean, the Bears got an average defense, but they do turn
average offense.
They do turn the ball over. They got a little bit better than an average offense.
All right, so they're just mid. They're a little bit better than mid.
Yeah, and they're playing on their own home field. They're playing for an opportunity to play for the Super Bowl, which they haven't had a chance to do in a long time. So I think the advantage of having the home field and having an opportunity to be in the game, I'll put my money on Caleb, because Caleb under Johnson is actually going to be who he's supposed to be. He's getting a lot more mature. He's getting a lot cleaner. He had a couple of incidental turnovers, but he'll be cleaner in the pocket this game because they're going to run that ball down the Rams' throat. That's for sure. Our two-back tandem is going to have a great game. You heard it here first. But I won't be surprised if the Rams win, but I won't be surprised if the Bears beat them with the weather conditions. So I'm going to say Bears 17, Rams 14. That's my prediction.
I got Rams 24, Bears say 20.
All right. Well, we will see what transpires. So you got the Indiana in a blowout over Miami or a close game?
I'm not going to say it's a blowout. I'm going to say it's a blowout during the game, but the final score is not going to show it as a blowout. I got Indiana 31-20.
Okay. That makes sense. I believe they'll run the table as well. They have a historic run. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I think Indiana is going to come out and they're going to finish off their historic season. They're going to go 16-0. I don't think a college football team has ever won 16 games in one season. They play a lot of
Michigan,
games.
Just guess we just forget about us.
Michigan did not win 16 games in a season.
Actually, yes, we did. We went 13-0. We won the Big Ten championship, and we won 2 playoff games.
Okay, so that's 15. Did you just not say they went 13?
You didn't hear what I said? I said we won 13 games. We won the Big Ten championship. That's 14. We beat Bama. We beat Washington. That's 16.
Okay. Stand corrected.
Right. Glad we can agree.
Went 16-0. All right. Well, hey, we're watching Dropping Dimes and Stats with DJ and Jax. We'll see who's going to be the right predictor of the outcomes for the NFL. We agree on the CFP. That's a no-brainer. As far as the basketball is concerned, I'll leave that in the hands of Jax because he's the basketball expert, because I don't watch the NBA because it's not worth watching until we get down to the real nitty-gritty of the real playoffs, which doesn't count until they get to the conference championships. Other than that, it's a lot of wasted time, low ratings. So we'll see what happens with March Madness coming up. Also, you have the WNBA is probably going to be a bad season for them coming up because they still can't understand their value. They're overvaluing themselves. They just agreed for a moratorium with the CBA. So they're basically making bad decisions over there. They're going to ruin, and the Unrivaled will start, but nobody's talking about it. Season 2. So, but college basketball, who's the number one girls college basketball team right now? Is it still UConn blowing everybody out? I think it's UConn blowing everybody out. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's tune in next week, and we'll be down to the final 2 teams. The final 4 teams contending for conference championships on the road to Santa Clara, San Francisco. That's where the Super Bowl is going to be played. So we'll see. Will it be the Seahawks versus the Broncos? Or will it be the Bills? No, the Texans versus the Bears. We will see. We'll catch you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Dropping dimes and stats with DJ and Jax. Have a great and safe, warm rest of your week. We'll talk to you next time.
So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So you need to be able to have efficient access to credit, which is other people's money.
So if you practice in the pack and you make mistakes, then when you ask your teacher what I do wrong here, she could tell you, and you go and take the test and you won't make those same stupid mistakes. So rehearse, plan, rehearse. And once you plan and once you rehearse, you're gonna go out, and the next step is to take that step and take action.
But technically, since you have access to other people's money, wouldn't that put you in debt?
It does. It does put you in debt. But there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. So, and that was actually a great question.
Hi, my name is Dina from the All Stars Money Program. The All Stars Money Program is a great program. It teaches you about things you wouldn't learn in school. 2 of the things I learned is assets and investments. When I grew up, I want to be a business owner, and the program helped me understand the things I have to go through to have my business.